All right, welcome to Romeo Maths and Science class. Today we want to look at how to solve some probability questions. I have two questions on the board. I'm going to try question one so that we solve question two. All right, let us look at question one. The probabilities that Ade, Kofi, and Fatih will pass an examination are 2 over 3, 5 over 8, and 3 over 4 respectively. Now, to go by this, we are going to use alphabet to represent the initials of the candidate. So we start by saying that let A equal to probability that Ade, all right, Ade will pass. Then again, we have Kofi, so K equal to probability that Kofi will pass. And F equal to probability that Fatih, all right, Fatih will pass. Now, so what can we do? From the question, we can say that probability that Ade, and in probability, when solving, we use P to represent probability, all right? So probability that Ade will pass is given as 2 over 3. Probability that Kofi will pass, K, is also given as 5 over 8. And probability that Fatih will also pass is given as, that is 3 over 4. Now, from the question, we are going to look for probability that none of them will pass, which means that we need to calculate the probability that the individual candidate will not pass. All right, so let's see how we can do that. And in doing that, we are going to inverse this, put a bar on it. So this is how we do it. We say probability that Ade will not pass. So we put this bar to show the inverse or the opposite form. So we need to take note of that. Is equal to 1 minus probability that Ade will pass. And this is the law in probability. Anytime you are looking for the opposite, you subtract it from what? 1. So that will give us, that is 1 over 3. Then again, probability that Kofi will not pass, 1 minus 5 over 8. And when we subtract this, we multiply this, subtracted from 5, we are going to get 3 over 8. All right. Then again, probability that Fatih will not pass or will fail is also 1 minus 3 over 4, which is going to give us 1 over 4. So these are very important in our calculations. Now let us start to answer the questions. Now, probability that the 3 of them will pass the examination. So that is our I. So we say the probability that the 3 will pass. Okay, the 3 will pass, which means that probability that Ade will pass, intersection Kofi will pass, intersection Fatih will pass. And in probability, intersection means multiplication. So I can expand this as probability that Ade will pass times probability that Kofi will pass times probability that Fatih will pass. And from what we have in the question, we can go straight. Ade will pass is 2 over 3. Kofi will pass is 5 over 8. And Fatih will pass is 3 over 4. So I'm going to multiply this. We are going to multiply this. And that will give us, that is 5 over 16. All right? 5 over 16. So this is how we can get the solution for the first one. The II, probability that none of them will pass. So probability that none of them will pass or will passes, all right, is equal to probability that Ade will not pass, intersection Kofi will not pass, intersection Fatih will not pass, all right, which we can expand it in this way, all right, times, that is nicely. Then we can fix our values into this formula, and Ade will not pass is 1 over 3. Kofi will not pass is 3 over 8. And Fatih will not pass is 1 over 4. So we are just going to fix this into our calculator, and that will give us 1 over 32 nicely. Okay, so let us move on to II. Probability that Ade, all right, Ade and Kofi only will pass. And this, we are straightforward. If Ade and Kofi only will pass, then what will happen to Fatih? Because there are 3 candidates. So it means that Fatih will fail. So here we say probability that Ade will pass, intersection Kofi will pass, intersection Fatih will fail, as we can see. So we can also expand this as this nicely, all right? P of K times probability that Fatih will fail. And we'll go ahead. Ade will pass is 2 over 3. All right. Kofi will pass 5 over 8. And Fatih will fail. That is what we calculate here as 4 over 1 over 4. All right. So then we are also going to fix this into our calculator, and that will give us 5 over 48. 5 over 48. You can also type, student, to check whether the answers correspond to what is on the board. And the last one, which is our IV, we have at least. So probability that at least only one will pass or will passes is equal to, here we have 2 ways of answering this. At least only one, we can use the short formula where we say at least one is equal to 1 minus probability that none of them will pass. So this formula is also good. We can also use it. So let's use this formula, which 1 minus probability that none of them will pass. We calculate none of them already. Assuming we did not calculate none of them, then we need to calculate and fix it, which is 1 over 32, all right? And when we do this, we are going to get 31 over 32. All right, students, this is how we can answer this question nicely. Make sure you try question 2 and put your answer in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, share, and comment. Thank you.